Labori Noble was founded by Lanzo del Vasto after he was touched and deeply inspired by a meeting with Mahatma Gandhi. In 1962, when the European eco-movement was still quite young, he came with a group to the south of France to settle on the land there. Vasto and his young community were an influential part of the European eco-movement.
Je crois que ce qui m'inspire le plus, c'est la possibilité de pouvoir vivre sur un même lieu différents aspects de la non-violence gandhienne.
I think what inspires me most about this community is the possibility of living the different aspects of nonviolence according to Gandhi, in the work, in the crafts, the relationships, the celebrations, in cultural ways, in the education of the children, the possibility of building agreement between inner and outer experience. At the same time, I'm inspired by the practical exchange and the help people give one another, the dialogue, the listening. Mainly that's what inspires me.
Voilà. En gros, c'est ça.
In addition to the 13 permanent residents of the community, there are usually 5 to 10 long-term visitors at a time in Labori Noble who come to experience a community that lives in close contact and cooperation with nature. Sébastien is one of them. He's been living and working here with his family for a year.
Malheureusement, si je suis venu ici, c'est parce qu'elle était un peu négative. Dans la société de consommation, j'ai l'impression qu'on se dirige vers une fin, la destruction en fait de tout un écosystème.
I came here because my vision was very negative. I have the feeling that we're heading toward the end, toward the destruction of the ecosystem, humanity, nature, and the entire planet. I would really like to change this vision, but so far I have not succeeded. Coming from the consumptive society, I decided to become a part of this community which works with nature. My hope is to reach as many people as possible through this community and to move them back into living and working with nature.
Pourront de nouveau travailler en lien avec la nature.
Christoph comes from Germany and is doing his civil service here.
Ich komme aus Berlin und bin Großstadt gewöhnt.
I come from Berlin and I'm used to bigger cities. I actually had no idea at all about farming, how to milk cows and such, how to bake bread. This was a reason for me to come here to France, to Labori, because you can experience something completely different. Here my job is mainly baking bread, and yes, it is a great thing, a completely different way of life. Here you have more time for yourself. You don't have so much stress as in Berlin, where you have the exhaust fumes from the cars all day long. Here it is just completely out of the way. There is only nature around us, and you have to drive a long distance in order to come to a city. I really enjoy this about the place.
Es gibt nur Natur rundherum. Man muss wirklich sehr weit fahren, um überhaupt in eine Stadt zu kommen. Und das reizt mich eigentlich auch ziemlich an diesem Ort.
Something special about the community life here is the bell that rings on the hour during the working day. The sound of the bell is a signal for the residents to stop a moment and go inside themselves, to be silent and become aware of the here and now.
Et de toute manière, ici, c'est quelque chose qu'on apprend, de pouvoir être soi-même et d'apprendre sur le comportement des autres.
What is practiced here intensively is that we can be ourselves and that there's a lot of tolerance for each other. There's also a lot of human warmth and love allowed. I like the celebrations here. Here there's a special kind of energy. moving upward with an
Et là,
intense
c'est une autre
joy.
énergie de rencontre.
The community finances itself in large part through the sale of organic products like bread and cheese, but also through the sale of handcrafted products and books, some of which were written by the founder himself. The gardens of La Borie Noble supply the members with approximately 75% of their food needs. The members of this community are vegetarians, and some even have become vegans because they see that it is not easy to live a nonviolent lifestyle according to the principles of Mahatma Gandhi and take the milk from the cows, separating the calves from their mothers. Resistance to consuming dairy products is growing in this regard, and they do not want to sell the calves anymore. Veganism seems to be a good solution for some community members. Tamera is a peace research village in the south of Portugal. 180 people live, work, and study in this model for peaceful cohabitation of people, nature, and animals. Tamera is also an international training center, an experimental site for the development of peace research villages worldwide. The project was started in 1995 by 3 founders: sociologist and psychoanalyst Dieter Doom, theologian Sabine Lichtenfels, and physicist and musician Rainer Ehrenpreis.
Ein schönes Bild für Tamera, und das werden wir auch erreichen. Das ist eine...
My most beautiful vision of Tamera, and we will certainly achieve it, is to build a model settlement where a few hundred people live together in peace, within themselves, with their neighbors, and eventually with the entire world. And then, having realized the model here, we can bring this example out into crisis areas of the world as well.
Dann ist der Gedanke, dass dieses Modell dass wir dieses Modell nicht nur hier realisieren, sondern dass wir dieses Modell auch vor allem in Krisengebiete der Erde bringen.
Es gehört zu den Grundgedanken des Projektes, dass nur die Dinge wirklich...
The founding philosophy of Tamera says that only those things which we can imagine can become reality. Albert Einstein said, "What we can think, we can do." It's a very deep sentence.
Was wir denken können, das können wir auch machen. Ein ganz tiefer Satz.
Das andere, wofür Tamera ganz wichtig steht, ist, eine Ausbildungsstätte zu sein.
Another important function of Tamera is education. We are building an alternative university because so many people want to know, how does Tamera work? How have you done it? Can we also do that? If we try it, will we have your support? And so on. So Tamera does not exist alone. There is a worldwide network. Curious people come from all over the world and are inspired by having the opportunity to study and live here, to develop a sense of what it means to live in community.
Und lernen können, auch ein Gefühl dafür kriegen, was heißt es, in Gemeinschaft zu leben.
In Tamera, the community is organized into working groups called pylons, which is an architectural term for a structure or place where supporting parts meet. Each pylon coordinates the activities of its work. The pylon called Grace is responsible for the interaction with and the welcoming of the guest and for the community's political networking. Another pylon is the Solar Village, where technology and architecture are developed and combined with nature in a holistic, life-supporting way. The working group responsible for the place of the children supports the unfolding of the creative power of the youngest residents. Each pylon has a group leader. The leaders of all the pylons form the community council. In this way, the information exchange between the working groups within Tamera is assured, and even important decisions can be made quickly and easily. In some areas of the community work, such as financing and building, the members of the working team are elected by the community. The Women's Council acts to resolve the personal and interpersonal challenges and some questions of the community.
Raum oder eine Gruppe von weisen Frauen, die da sind für
The
alle
Women's
sozialen
Council
Themen
is a
oder
group of women
Heilungsthemen.
interested in social and healing issues.
Themen hat, die
A
einen
person who
bewegen,
feels moved to
dann
seek
geht man
counsel
zum
from the women
Frauenrat und
can
kann
go to
dort
speak with
sprechen,
them
kriegt
and ask them to
Spiegel von
reflect
den
on their
weisen
issue.
Frauen. Und es, ja, so ein Raum
It is a
einfach, wo man
space where there is
auch einen
perspective
Blick
on the
hat auf die,
complexity
also
of
wenn man so eine
community
Gemeinschaft
and
anguckt,
how
dann gibt
people
es die
exist on
verschiedene
inner and outer
Schichten.
levels,
Es gibt
how they
eben
interact with themselves
äußere
and with
Schicht, dann
outer
gibt es die innere Schicht der
circumstances.
Menschen und die einfach gucken,
These women
das Ganze
consider
im Blick
how it
zu
is
haben
with the
von dem
individuals.
Blickwinkel.
What do they
Wie
need?
geht es den Menschen?
This is
Was
a rough
braucht jemand?
description.
So, in die Richtung, als grobe Umschreibung.
The Austrian permaculture specialist, Sepp Holzer, comes often to Tamera to plan and create the community's edible landscape and lakes and to teach the principles of permaculture to guest students. An important working group of Tamera that is still under development is the Solar Village.
Wir sitzen jetzt hier in dem Testfeld für das geplante Solar Village.
Here we sit in the test field of the future solar village. Since 2004, we've been working together with Jürgen Kleinwächter, a pioneer in decentralized solar technology that can be built simply, that is not dependent on big companies. We always say that the solar village is a model inside a model, since Tamera itself is like a big creative womb for the foundation of models for a peaceful culture.
Für den Frieden, für eine friedliche Kultur.
For the residents of Tamera's peaceful culture, the loving treatment of their children is a matter of course. An alternative school lies in the heart of the place of the children, where multifaceted projects provide the children with opportunities to acquire many important skills.
Wir arbeiten quasi an einem anderen Konzept, jetzt mal für Schule.
We are working on a different concept for school. Of course, we are teaching all the important subjects, but not in the usual chronological way where each subject is taught separately for an hour each day. All the important subjects are learned in the context of doing projects on themes that the students have chosen.
The children of Tamera's school have written and produced a theater play. Originally written in German, the children's vision included performing it in English and in Portuguese, so they learned these languages, translated the play, and have performed it in several European countries.
An angel talked to me. He gave me the answer to the riddle. If we transform ourselves, we will transform the world. We have to create places where the people don't have to lie anymore.
One of the most important foci of Tamera is peace work between Israel and Palestine.
Wir gehen jedes Jahr dahin. Wir haben Friedenscamps zwischen Israelis und Palästinensern in Tamera gehabt.
We go to Israel and Palestine every year, and we have peace camps between Israelis and Palestinians in Tamera. We are building a core group to explore whether models like Tamera can make a real difference in a crisis area. The thought is not to do that everywhere, that all people have to start to live as we do, but to see whether one model of this form, with its depth of peace work, can make a difference in a region like the Middle East. And on the other hand, what we call inner development can be seen, especially in crisis areas. It is one thing to be at peace at home on our meditation cushion, and another thing when we meet up with soldiers while walking along the wall in Israel-Palestine in real life. How effective is the peace work then? That is the moment when war can arise even in peace workers, because the soldiers in the uniforms are seen to be the guilty ones. Experiences like this show how important it is for a project that goes deep into the inner topics to also be very real and concrete in crisis areas. The peace work in Colombia and Israel-Palestine is for me a central part of Tamera.
Israel-Palästina ist für mich ein richtig zentraler Bestandteil von Tamera.
Itit from Israel and Mustafa from Palestine are peace students in Tamera.
I can see the connection between my love to a German man as a political issue also. It's not only about me and him, it's also to do with, like I said, a chain of generations. Or if I have more and more strong friendship with Mustafa and trust with him on a heart level, it creates a new imprint. And it's not by ideology, I need to do it or I will do it. It's just coming from a truthful way. And then we can really see each other in a human way, in a heart way. And for me, this creates healing, not only in the personal level, also in the bigger picture.
Healing work is also done in Tamera with horses who are considered to be intelligent, sentient beings.
Wir reiten hier ohne Gebiss und ohne Sattel und versuchen immer mehr.
Here we ride without bridles and without saddles. We try to work with the understanding that the horses are also conscious spiritual beings who actively seek contact with people and who would like to be helpers. I have seen countless examples of this, of horses who know what a certain human needs and who move appropriately and sensitively to help people to overcome trauma or reopen their hearts. This kind of peaceful willingness to serve is an amazing, true characteristic of the horse.
diese Art von friedlicher Dienstbereitschaft, die ist einfach eine unglaublich großartige Eigenschaft von den Pferden.
Guests are invited to help with the olive harvest that happens every year, starting in October. It's a good opportunity for interested people to get to know the community. Marcus from Germany participated in this year's olive harvest.
Es ist wirklich eine einmalige, ich kann das so mit Worten gar kaum fassen, aber es ist eine einmalige Erfahrung eigentlich, eine einmalige Sache.
Being here is a very unique experience that I can hardly express with words, and which I know will continue to affect me further in my life, even when I go home, and even after I am home for a long while. It is a place that simply changes people. I am very conscious of the depth of this change in me. I will continue to explore the subjects of ecology, community, and their social interactions. My wish is to keep these thoughts alive and create new possibilities of living.
On Sundays during the season of the olives, the entire community of Tamera gathers in the groves to help with the harvest and to celebrate.
One ocean lapping on the shore, one earth so green and round, who could ask for more? And because we love you, we give it one more try to show our rainbow. It's too soon to die.
Die Vision ist letztendlich, dass die ganze Menschheit es wiederfindet, in Gemeinschaft zu leben. Weil ich glaube, dass der Mensch ein Gemeinschaftswesen ist. Der Mensch ist kein Individuum in dem Sinn, dass man alles alleine kann.
The overall vision is that all of humanity can rediscover a way to live in community. I believe that humans are community beings, not individuals in the sense of having to be able to do everything alone, but cooperative beings. Many thousands of years ago it was like this over the entire earth, when people lived together in community. The patriarchy of the last 5,000 to 10,000 years destroyed this idea, step by step, in order to make humans controllable. So today we have a powerful elite that controls most of humanity. If instead the larger part of humanity learns to live together in cooperative communities, in tribes, we will regain a lot of power. Someday we won't need governments that control us. Then we'll need something different.
Irgendwann brauchen wir keine übergeordneten Regierungen mehr, da brauchen wir dann was ganz anderes.
Where there was pain, let healing awaken. Where there was anger, let the power for change emerge. Where there was fear, let safety and trust grow. Where there were enemies, let the awakening of mutual compassion begin. Where there was oppression, let freedom reign. Where nations were divided, let sympathy for planet Earth lead to shared responsibility. We have come as a reminder. If we want planet Earth to survive, then all the walls of separation must fall. The walls between peoples, between Israel and Palestine, between Europe and Africa, between the so-called First and Third World. And likewise with the walls that we have erected in our own psyches. the walls between the genders and the walls between humans and all creatures. May all displaced people find a home. May the pure indigenous wisdom and source gain recognition and respect. May the people who are willing to risk their lives for truth and justice receive the protection they need. May the voice of justice and truth and compassion and solidarity with all beings be heard all over the world, and may this spread and become a powerful movement that stands for the protection for life on planet Earth. May the seed of peace communities blossom. May the first self-sufficient communities be a sign and show that it is possible to develop societal systems which resonate with the universal laws of love and compassion, of truth and abundance of life. May we become carriers of hope for all who come after us. May we set visible signs which show that eternal life will win over all systems of wrong power, of destruction and exploitation. We have come as a reminder of the original beauty and truth of life. Every living being has a right to be free and to unfold, a right to love and a right to genuine truth and trust. Let us set examples for overcoming violence wherever we are. Let us stand up for life and for love so that fear can vanish on earth. Let us form a worldwide circle of power to safeguard all creation. In the name of all those who had to give their lives, in the name of justice and truth, in the name of all that has skin and fur, in the name of all creatures, and in the name of grace and the movement for a free earth, may this prayer or something better come true. Thank you and Amen.